What's going on, everyone? Dave K here today, and today I want to talk you through what I'm looking forward to most when the theme parks reopen, when Disney reopens, and when Universal Studios reopens. All the theme parks, all the different things to look forward to. Let's get to it. So one of the things I'm looking forward to most when the theme parks reopen is food. I'm looking forward to some amazingly delicious food. I've really been missing food here in the last couple of weeks, almost a month now. I'm thinking to myself, there's a variety of different food that I like, and some of my favorites that I'd like to get back to pretty early on in this reopening of the parks is definitely the Dragon Roll Bowl at the Yak and Yeti. If you didn't already know, if you haven't heard of that one, or seen that one, I would say the Dragon Roll Bowl at Yak and Yeti is one of my favorite food items at Disney World. The Yak and Yeti as a whole has some amazing food, but I'm a huge sushi fan, and that bowl does it so well. It's like a giant, deconstructed sushi roll, fantastic flavors to it, just all kinds of great variety in there. For me, it used to contend pretty well with the tuna nachos at the same Yak and Yeti dining venue in the Animal Kingdom. However, I feel like the tuna nachos kind of fell a bit in terms of how amazingly mind-blowing they were. They kind of changed up the recipe. It wasn't quite as amazing last time I went. So the Dragon Roll Bowl took the easy top spot for me, but those two are both fantastic. Still, that other one's fantastic, just not as mind-blowingly amazing at that food bowl at Yak and Yeti. And I'll tell you, another dining venue I'm really looking forward to is at Sanaa. So sticking with Animal Kingdom here, absolutely love Sanaa. I love that braai for lunch, but I almost feel like I'm ready to try some new things at Yak and Yeti as well. You know, I love that bread service. The bread service is one I feel like you want to get almost all the time, and that's a good one you can split between a couple of different people. You know, maybe two people share it as an appetizer with your meal, that sort of thing. But absolutely love Sanaa and the bread service there as well. And those are just a couple of food items I'm really looking forward to. I'm also looking forward to going back and trying some delicious food at other parks, including at City Walk. I'm really excited to try a little bit more of cowfish. I feel like it has the potential to be so amazing. Maybe next time I'm going to get just a classic kind of burger there. I did like that burgushi I had, but I feel like, again, there's even more potential waiting for us at cowfish, so I got to try that. And maybe we'll get some food going on at some of the SeaWorld parks as well. We'll have to see some travel going on that front. Check out some of those parks. But in addition to the food, we can move away from the food and some of the other stuff I'm really looking forward to in terms of the parks themselves. One of my all-time favorite attractions, kind of resembled here a little bit in the t-shirt, is Toy Story Mania. Love Toy Story Mania. An absolutely amazing attraction. I don't see myself, right when the parks reopen, standing in line first thing in the morning for Rise of Resistance. My guess is that sort of thing is still going to be happening for Rise of the Resistance. So instead, I see myself more likely to really be enjoying some Toy Story Mania when the parks reopen. Obviously, there are a variety of other rides I love as well, but just being able to spend some time in the parks, I think Hollywood Studios would be a nice place for me to kind of start and catch up on, see that Muppet Show. There's so many classics, which I'm really looking forward to getting back to. But Toy Story Mania is a favorite for me. But for me, food sits far above. That's sitting in the leaderboard, in terms of leaderboard. Trying different food, getting back to some of my favorite food items is way up there on the top of the list. And so I can dive more into other food items that I'm looking forward to getting back to as well, if you want me to go through that list. Let me know what you think. There are so many other food items that come to mind. I'm thinking about burgers. I want to get back to some of those Guy Fieri burgers over at Downtown Disney. I want to say in Planet Hollywood. Some fantastic burgers there. In addition to the Bison Burger at Wilderness Lodge, I could go for that right now as well. There's so much amazing food to be had at Disney and at the other parks. So I'd love to make that happen here in the coming days. Now, a question I'm asking myself as we're waiting for the parks to reopen, as we're looking forward to the future, is there were some events going on, right? We had, for example, over at Universal, there was Mardi Gras, and I still have my Mardi Gras tasting lanyard. And the question that I have is, what happens to that tasting lanyard? Is the Mardi Gras event going to be extended since the park was closed, or is Mardi Gras event just going to be over since the park was closed? Again, I'd like to know how that one's going to play out. It's too bad I didn't get a chance to ride on one of the floats either if that Mardi Gras festival is over. But if not, again, I'd love to know how that Mardi Gras lanyard can be used, because I have to use up those points somehow. I was looking forward to a few more po' boys, but it's just how it goes, right? I'm also looking forward to some of the future events coming to each of the parks, from the holidays to the Christmas parties, Halloween parties, that sort of thing. And I'm wondering, again, will those events similarly be taking place as quickly as we expect coming back to the parks? Will those events be pushed out at all, or will we be sticking with the same dates on those? But I'm definitely excited to get back to some of those special events in the parks as well. You know, one thing I'm really excited for coming up, I've heard some amazing things about the 4th of July in some of the parks, in terms of whether it's fireworks or other events taking place to celebrate the 4th of July. That's going to be coming up here, I imagine, pretty quickly once we're back in the park. So I'm excited to be able to check that out, see what that's like in the parks. Again, I'm kind of thinking on, is there anything I missed? Kind of missing out on the parks for these few months? Are there certain events that I would have seen during this time of year that I didn't get to see this year during this time? And again, part of me is saying, well, more of Mardi Gras might have been nice to see, or that sort of thing. But otherwise, I don't think I've particularly missed any events in the parks. I'm definitely hopeful that we'll be back in the park in time for the 4th of July and be able to enjoy those festivities. But you can't know for sure, and I totally understand. Safety comes first. We want to make sure we're taking care of ourselves in that sense too, so we'll see what things look like. Something else that'll be coming up pretty quickly when we are back in the parks is the Halloween parties. Lots of Halloween parties, from Halloween Horror Nights over to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and I'm sure others at some of these other parks. And I do want to add that to my priorities list. I want to make sure I check out some other parks. I think it'd be nice to check out, I want to say, Aquatica. That would be a fun time. But a whole bunch, again, different places kind of on my mind to go. I'd love to be able to even do some travel too, maybe check out some new parks in different parts of the state, or different parts of the country, or just travel for fun too. Something else I'm really looking forward to, not specifically in the theme parks, but in terms of fun and travel altogether, is I think it'd be nice to do some more cruises, try some new cruise lines, and see what those festivities are all about. Go and visit friends in different states, just catch some flights, and share with you maybe some of my favorite restaurants in some of those places, or just some daily adventures in some of those places. So to be able to get out and travel around in general is something I'm definitely looking forward to quite a bit as well. Now, part of me does feel like, looking back on, at least at SeaWorld, I missed, I would have loved to enjoy more of that food festival. And, I'm not sure, again, will that food festival be extended at SeaWorld? Because I've heard some amazing things about their food over there. I thought it was quite good when I went, but I've heard that it's some of the best food festival, from some friends, at least. I haven't tried myself enough of it to really be able to make a fair assessment, but I'd love to be able to try some more in the future of that food festival at SeaWorld. So I'm curious to know if those events will be extended. Again, just like the Mardi Gras over at Universal Studios, or I want to say there was a festival taking place at Disney, or maybe coming up at Disney, that we can look forward to. Flower and Garden was just happening as well, but I feel like that one was maybe winding down. It maybe had less time left than, for example, Mardi Gras at Universal, but I think we probably still missed a bit of that as well. And hopefully we'll get a chance to, again, catch up on those sorts of events as we make our way back into the park. Of course, there's quite a bit of change, construction, and renovation coming to so many of these parks as well, from Disney, with a bunch of the new changes happening to Epcot, to over at Universal. I'm really excited for Epic Universe, and I'm excited to check out what that park is all about. Again, not sure if this is going to slow down construction on Epic Universe at all. My understanding is it is going to slow down construction on the Disney side, so we'll see what happens in terms of construction at Universal, and I would imagine it's probably slowed down, but I'm still really looking forward to that in the future as well. There's so much to look forward to. All the fun and all the magic, all the adventures will still be there for us to enjoy when we get back. And so it's, again, for me, it's important to remind myself, and hopefully this helps to remind you as well, of all the positive that there is to look forward to, all there is to appreciate in our day-to-day, and to realize that the future we can go back and enjoy those trips, enjoy those adventures, catch up on some of that fun, and hopefully make up for some of that time that we missed. But there's so much to look forward to. Again, food sits on the top of the list for me in terms of when we get back out there trying some great, amazing food. And if you have any recommendations for food places you'd like to see me try, whether it's at Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, or just in the area in terms of Central Florida, that sort of thing. I'd love to hear your thoughts as well in the comments below. And what do you think of this video? Did you like my covering some of these things I'm looking forward to most? If you liked it, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay informed of future adventures. And until next time, play on.